Check. Hey, what's up, peeps? Top Sauce checking in with you now. Hey, we all know they're calling it the Clarity Act. That's not the official name, but actually, I show. Hey, I'm going to show you right now. I got the XRP chart behind me. I'm going to show this to you. But I was just looking at this thing and reading it pretty intently. This is the actual act right here. So if you're interested, it's congress.gov, and you can go right on here. Here it is. Here it is, people. And then I want to show you, I mean, it's pretty detailed. If you look on this thing, you scroll down, each one of the sections has a title, and you can click on any one of these here. This was drafted in September, by the way, 2025. And it shows you. So, I mean, you got to be academically sound to understand a lot of this. And there's so much verbiage in here. It's mind. And you can kind of wrap your head around why there's been a delay on it because it's so detailed. Okay, there's that. Now, they've gotten pretty far along here on defining what is a security, what is a commodity. They've removed a lot of the gray area. It hasn't been finalized, but it's pretty close. There's some disagreements. They're trying to stop stablecoins from receiving yield, and because it's direct competition with the banks. Now, we all know the banks are onboarding blockchain technology. It's already out there. They have to, or they're going to peter out. You've probably seen it. When you go into your local branch, like you guys have already seen how banks, the way that they have operated since their inception is changing. And you can see, I know a town near me, I think it was B of A, they kind of closed the walk-ins, and all they had was the ATMs available for customer usage. I mean, what's that tell you, dude? That's kind of crazy. That's crazy talk, if you ask me. And so XRP is one of the assets that's most directly impacted. Now, if you want to comment on this and let me know what you've seen out there, feel free to go negative and this and that, because I had some people say, oh, there's already clarity for XRP, blah, blah. Is it really, bro? I mean, if you look at this thing, it's like, what do the exchanges consider as XRP? Some of the exchanges look at it as a commodity, but it hasn't been rubber stamped and officially deemed a digital commodity yet. I know the SEC lawsuits have been dropped for a long time now, and that's what helped stabilize things as far as price action. But that's kind of here or there right now. So this is the XRP chart right here. Here are some of the things I'm paying attention to. Now, if we go back here and we look at the price action, since 25, look at the downward movement. You know what? I'm just going to put a line in here just to show y'all what I'm talking about. Boom. Since here, look at the downward. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, now I just drew a parallel line on the tops of the points that this thing was hitting. I haven't actually looked at it like this. Okay, so you can see the downward movement. Now, I'm going to zoom in more so we can see those parallel lines. I'm just having kind of a technical moment here. Okay, now what I can speak to back on, here's the flag pattern. Okay, February, it was the 5th. We had this huge downward candle, and then on the next day, on the 6th, it recovered. That is a flag. We've consolidated inside of that pattern for quite some time now. Okay, it's going on like over 30 plus days. We keep bouncing off this support and resistance right here. Now, it's, this green circle is where the 5 crossed the 13-day moving average that was a little bit of a bullish possible move. I almost made a move here, but I wanted to see if it was going to hit off this resistance, and sure enough, it did. And so we came back down, and that was around that 150 price point. It was very important. There it is. You can see them a little bit. Look at that. Look at that, how that wick just hit that 150 and came back down. We have a red candle today. That's where we're sitting right here today. Now, the reason why I paused on making a decision or a move with XRP is because of the ISM numbers. Okay? Now, if you're not familiar with that, it's the little liquidity in the markets. And it's very important because this is what drives all movement, price movement in markets, is the ISM, the manufacturing. And I'll just show you real quick. Here it is right here. Now look at this. And I'll just go back to show you right here. And this is 2020 April. Do you see how this line moved way up and went above 50? As soon as it moves above 50, that's upward liquidity moving into investment markets, okay? And this is where we had that huge pump into the all-time highs in the cryptocurrency market back in the 21, 22. This is where we're sitting today. I actually circled this right here, but you can see this line was moving up from 47.32 up towards that midline range, okay? That's the end of this, the tailwind of this is we had the 15 days in a row movement on the S&P 500. I don't know if you guys look at the stock market like that. Record-breaking movement from the midpoint line up to all-time highs in the S&P 500. Now, look what happened from there. It's flat. Can you guys see this line moving sideways since January? We're just moving sideways, and it's crazy because each one of these dots is monthly. So look, it was the tail end of this ISM moving up. We got to follow liquidity, okay? And this is the chart that's showing that it's not doing anything. We're right around 52 is a little bit bullish in terms of momentum of liquidity and money moving into market, but it's not a big indicator. So with that said, I was going to make some decisions today, but no bueno. I'm not going to do it after I've seen this. There is not a clear direction on what we want to do with this. So going back to the clarity, if you combine that with what we're seeing on the Clarity Act here, if clarity comes through, we're going to open the door for that institutional participation. We've been waiting on this for a long time. It just hasn't happened yet. Okay, there's going to be broader adoption, potentially a completely different narrative around XRP once that Clarity Act passes. Okay, that's the fact of the matter. But look, for months, people, that's why this is good for us all. For all you XRP holders, it's helping us be patient. Okay, and this goes to show you that these markets don't move when you want them to. It's when the broader markets and the liquidity wants to make a decision on when we see the price action moves. Okay, so it's the timing thing with all this legislation that comes in. So there's a lot of people getting it wrong. I've seen a lot of YouTubers out there talking about this stuff, and they're not correct on the time frames. Okay, the legislation takes time. How am I looking at this? I'm paying attention to the ISM that I just showed you. I'm not ignoring the headlines, although the headlines aren't moving price action like they used to. So take note of that. I'm also not chasing this thing blindly. I mean, look at this. We're in this range. You know, what are you going to do? Just sit there and like, oh, you can't make a decision right now. It's moving sideways, y'all. The narrative might be such that it could break out, okay, but the timing still has to line up. Look, with the war and everything else going on, people are hoarding their money. Don't be that retail investor that gets it wrong. Let's wait for the major liquidity to start doing something before we do. The narrative does matter, but the timing is everything in terms of following the money. Don't sit here and think that you got a crystal ball and you know what's going on. I'm just trying to help you out. I've done it before, people, with some meme coins and some lower market cap stuff. Trust me, I've done it. That's why I've learned to be patient. Take a deep breath and then go outside and take a mountain bike ride or something. Walk your dog. Just don't do a rational thing at your trading desk until we have verification. Now, hey, I'm tracking all this stuff. I know I got a bunch of lines on here. I can clean it up and show you a little cleaner, but this is TradingView. If you're interested, I do have that link. And don't get scammed, people. There's a lot of different links that are easy to put. You sit there and click the link and it's a scam and you start going down the rabbit hole. This is the official link that I'll put right down here in the description for TradingView. It's the best charting service that's out there, bar none. I guarantee you, I've seen a lot of them. Okay, this is where I'm watching the XRP, and the broader markets. And if anything changes, I'll let you know. We're going to just sit here and, don't live on hopium, but crossing our fingers that this thing's going to get passed. Don't hold your head up, though, because it's, again, we're talking about politics. And furthermore, the banking industry is powerful. We all know that. And like I said, there was some hearsay. I got to fact check it. I don't know 100% for sure, but there were some lobbyists pushing against the Clarity Act. That's what's taken so long. It's a powerful entity that when it puts roadblocks in the way, trust me, it's going to take a little bit longer. That's what we're seeing. As soon as this thing does pass, and it will, it's just a matter of what the markup is going to look like. Once it does, I will be the first to let you know, and I'll be in here blasting information to you right there. So I appreciate y'all. Give me that thumbs up if you would, please, if you got anything out of this, and hit that sub so I can keep this going, keep my research going, and stay focused on helping y'all out on my channel. All right, thanks for your time, bro. Do something fun. All right, peace out.